sipping slowly Balinese coffee. Making Balinese coffee shouldn't be filtered. It should just basically go inside, and then you wait for the Balinese coffee to slowly seep down, and each sip that you take is the fact that the Balinese coffee is just getting lower and lower. So as you sip, you don't get the powder of the Balinese coffee. I love Balinese coffee. Since I've been coming here to Bali, many years now, I've always gone for the Balinese coffee. It's absolutely beautiful, and the way they make it normally comes with a dried banana as well. If you go into the homes of the Balinese, just wanted to share that with you. Welcome everybody to Bajerski Live from Ubud. We're right in the heart of the rainforests. It's a beautiful day today. Wow, it's been phenomenal. I think this is the last day today for taking advantage of the Pure Energy Healing course. After that, it goes up to the original price. We've had it on at the sliding scale for 1 year, so it ends today. So if you're, lots of people took advantage, so good for you, well done. Some bought one course, which is the Pure Energy Healing course. Some bought both courses, which is the Pure Energy Crystal course, as well as the Pure Energy Healing course, which is fabulous. Welcome to the family. 4 days of pure knowledge condensed down over 20 years of healer's experience. Everything, all my faults, all my mistakes are given to you by way of that you don't maybe necessarily have to go through those mistakes. Maybe you do, but I give you information of things that I've used, techniques, my understanding that you might kind of like, oh, I think I'll try that. And it just gives you, it just opens you up to the understanding of energy, how to work with energy, where to move, where to, you know, when I first started, I used to do pranic healing, so I was across the room, and I just felt the draw to get closer and closer. And did it work? Pranic healing does work. It absolutely works. There's many doctors who are using pranic healing around the world. But for me, I just felt drawn to the client, and I felt a lot more in me, and the feelings were kind of like I actually felt what the client was feeling, whereas pranic healing, you get the you get the energy that goes to them and heals them. So I wanted to be a part of that. So I just got closer and closer until my healing technique now is about 2 to 3 inches, sometimes 1 inch, depending what I'm feeling. Just my technique. But you're free to use any technique you want, because Pure Energy Healing is a way of life. It isn't a technique. It isn't 1, 2, 3, ABC, hands on, hands off, symbols, none of those things. It's basically a natural thing, like a mother would run over to a child. When the child's fallen and bruised their knees, the mother would rub the child's knees and just put their hands over their knees to give healing and comfort. That's what Pure Energy Healing is at its highest level. And Pure Energy Healing, when people ask me what it is, I say it's more of a way, it's a way of life. Because once you've studied Pure Energy Healing, you somehow clear away the fear more in your life quicker. Somehow you don't react as you would do before you became a healer. So your reactions in a, let's say, both positive and negative, you learn to take a breath before you feel the energy, rather than feel the notion of your brain telling you what is right and wrong. So you come to a point of, it's a bit corny, it's not really heart, it's connection of consciousness. So, you know, somebody says something, you judge instantly. As a Pure Energy Healer, you learn not to judge that. I'll give you a great example. Oh, Mark, my foot, it's killing. It's really hurting. Oh, my back, Mark, my back's killing. Okay, it's okay. Just lie down, relax. You clear that thought which was given to you by your client, and you start to give healing. As you give healing, you realize that it's not the back which is causing the issue. It's part of the brain, maybe front lobe, that they've got an issue with. You clear the front lobe energy from there, strengthen whatever that muscle may be, and then the pain has gone because there is no rawness in that particular place anymore. The only reason why you feel pain is because the beautiful muscles that lie within you, which protect these things, sometimes become very raw. And when they become raw, you feel pain. That's why somebody gives you a tablet to swallow. You don't feel the back pain anymore because they've cleared away that pain. They've stopped it. They've numbed it. Well, pure energy healing does that in a natural way. And we find the root cause of any issue you have, and we clear that away so the pain eventually goes, and you go, wow, it's gone, Mark. I remember sat with a guy who was very famous a long time ago on TV, and he did something called Most Haunting. And the guy used to have a spirit guide called Sam. He was caught out a few times for lying and what have you. But the guys that I knew who were just nice guys, they said, do you want to meet this guy? Because he wants to, propose something. I went, oh, okay, and I said to my wife, do you want to come down and just see what he's got to propose? Anyway, bounced in larger than life. And we all sat down, and anyway, it went well, it went okay. I just wanted to do my own thing, but it was interesting. But the point being, he looked at me and said, the guy next to you, I can't remember his name, had really bad back problems, huge issues in his back. And he turned to the guy with the back problems and said, Mark will be able to heal that, which I did. It came up for a healing session, one healing session, it was gone. It was back to normal. So it just reminds me of these things that I find fascinating, how easy it is to heal a back pain, and it wasn't his back. So it was actually his, I think it was his right knee. So his right knee was in a lot of pain inside that needed to be healed, that he never focused on because his back was more painful. And the right knee, the left knee was trying to support the right knee and then caused an imbalance of the lower back. Anyway, not that you're interested. But as time goes on, as you work with, as a pure energy healer, you work with your beautiful hands, you work with cleansing your mind, clearing your mind. Massive thing. Because if you learn how to clear your mind, if you learn how to live in this moment and not react, you find that the build-up of negative energy disappears, it dissipates. So how you feel is how the energy lies within you, because everything is energy. So you build up energy by way of thought, by way of what you see around you, by way of movement, and so on. So if you're watching negativity all the time, you're finding that you will have a build-up of negative energy in your mind. Your thought process starts to work on that through the day, and if it is a negative thought, then of course you're creating negative energy in your mind, because the body does not know the difference between positive thought and negative thought. It just follows orders. So we learn to clear the negative away quicker. So we don't react to somebody saying negative things, because we realize it's not really what they're saying. So when people are angry with us and calling us whatever they call us, like from day to day I get called all sorts, I realize that that's not really what they're saying. They're just angry at their life. They're angry because they haven't been able to do anything with their life, so they target people because it's the easiest way not to look at their own life, and so on. So that's why pure energy healing works so well. it doesn't affect you really in the same way as it did do me when I was at school and I became a teenager, and everything that happened in my life was 3 months, 6 months of trying to understand it. Now it's a matter of moments, and I let it go instantly, because pure energy healing opens you up to a new understanding of life, how to see life, how to look at life, and to realize that everything is energy. Everything is energy. If somebody says it isn't, they don't know what life is. They have no clue. So it's fascinating. And then from there, most of you already know, I decided to take a few crystals from my clients because they wanted to give it to me as a gift, because I was doing free healing for 2 years. I don't know if you know that, but when I first started, I was giving free healings for a couple of years. And people like to give back, and I don't need anything, I'm fine, I'm enjoying it, I'm learning. No. So they give flowers, plants, gifts, and most of them gifts were kind of spiritual, Buddhas and things like that. But a lot of people were giving crystals. Wasn't really into crystals at the beginning. Only when I was a kid I used to look at a piece of pyrite on the side of my fireplace that my dad brought back from Italy, which was kind of fascinating. And so, just out of sheer coincidence, I had one crystal in my pocket, and I used to take it out of my pocket when I was giving healing sessions. And naturally, I just thought, well, I just laid it on my client. Just laid it on my client at certain places. Anyway, most of you know the story, so I won't go into that again. But from there, I started realizing that crystals have a vibration, just like everything else does, but it has a vibration that is a frequency that emits all the time. So whatever crystal you're wearing around this energy is emitting its own frequency. And I was fascinated by the frequencies of crystals, and it took me probably 5 years to truly understand the frequency of each crystal. And that only really happened through pure energy healing. That's the truth. I wouldn't have realized how it worked otherwise, but because I worked full on with clients understanding energy, I became very sensitive to frequency and feeling. So I could feel the crystal and know what it was working on, my client or myself. So then it made sense thereafter. People were asking, wow, what was that? Like, what did you put on me? I'm like, well, I used, a certain crystal that I felt would work for your eyes, or I worked on your ears, or I worked on your heart or on your stomach. And these crystals really help the healing session. Oh my God, I want to learn this. So, okay, well, it's not something that I teach, but if you want to. And many years ago, I started by allowing 4 people into my healing room. One was Cecilia, who was a dear friend of mine, Harriet. She's called Harriet Whitefeather now. And then Jane, lovely soul. And another lady from Kuwait, I think. I can't remember her name now, keep forgetting. So that was the start of showing people what I had learned over the years. And it just carried on from there. And then we made an online course with the help of the talented director called Leila Sati, who is now the only pure energy healing teacher. And hope we're going to get some more, but it's quite... you've got to be doing pure energy healing for a long time to be able to become a teacher. But that's something that we're looking at in the near future, to opening it up and maybe calming it down a little bit. And we want people to be dedicated, because if you're a teacher, you've got to have put in the hours. It's not like pranic, it's not like Reiki, where you can take 4 classes and then you become a teacher. You've got to put the time in. You've got to put the time in, at least a year or 2. I don't know what we put on the internet about that, but yeah, I'm very, very careful about that, because I don't want people teaching something that isn't pure energy healing. And Layla worked alongside me for a long time, so she understood it 100%. There is nothing that I look at when I see Layla teaching pure energy healing. Nothing that I would look at and say that's not correct. So she is a brilliant teacher, brilliant. So she's the only teacher who teaches pure energy healing to people. I stopped, and then we put it on the internet. So there's 2 courses there, and it changes lives. It really makes a difference in people's lives. So yeah, that's what I'm going to focus on this year, both courses, and try and get it out there more. And that's it really. At this moment in time, for all you guys who are interested, the most popular crystal at the moment that is doing amazing work, there's 2 particular ones that are constantly bought on my website, and that is called the Moldavite Trio, which is Moldavite, Herkimer Diamond and Tektite from either I mean, at the moment mine are from Vietnam just right now, but I do have some from other parts of Asia, Thailand. And then there's the Moldavite and Tektite, so that's they call that Mold Tech on my website. Those 2 are consistently, the Trio is consistently the top seller of crystals, to where the 3 is one. So it's a trio. It's the 3, the sacred 3, and I believe over the years that I've worked with them, that's crystals in general, those are the 3 that I believe, if you are wanting to heighten your level of awareness, if you're wanting to cleanse and clear away deep trauma, if you're wanting to awaken your senses to things that you've never seen before, this is the perfect 3 crystals put together. All of the crystals are wonderful to wear from day to day, but this one I've worn it for many years. But I do like changing my crystals, that's for sure. But if I'm doing some deep work, if I'm trying to channel, if I'm trying to write a book and things like that, right now I actually gave my trio away that I brought with me as a gift to Lynn Nichols, who's a chef. I'll be interviewing her in a few weeks before I leave as a gift. But I've already written the book. The book's been written. All I'm doing now is going through it, just looking at it and proofreading it. So yeah, it's all good. For protection, the trio is incredible. If I ever went into houses with very dark or demonic energy that I'd worked with a client who had, let's say, what you would call a possession, I would always have my trio on those 3 crystals around my neck. So they work for the highest of level, even though I do believe Morsitsit is a very, very powerful crystal right now. But ultimately I always go back to the trio. It's the main crystal for me. It really is. So there are many crystals that are good for the eyes, but you know, when you go to a doctor, right, a doctor gives you a general, that's why they call it general, it's a general practice, it gives you a general idea of what's wrong with you. But then when he's kind of struggling and he doesn't know exactly what it is, he sends you to a specialist. So that's very similar to when somebody asks me a question. Okay, so I can give you an answer. So last night I posted a crystal that's really good for anxiety, okay, and that's Camerite. But when I'm working on an individual level on a client, what's wrong with the eyes, I would look at you as a specialist that would fully focus on you, just you. So what is it? What's wrong with your eyes? So I'd have to look and feel you and see what it is, what's causing the eye issue. Is it pain and suffering of your family, that you're watching them every day and you're suffering? Well, that's going to be a different crystal for you than it would be for somebody who is suffering with the eyes because they're eating the wrong foods. So, or they're not eating the right foods. Then there's there's so many aspects of why the eyes become sick. So this is why I've never written a book about crystals, because my dilemma is that I can say, okay, this crystal, Moldavite's great for extraterrestrial contact, if you want to connect with higher realms, if you want to see things that you've never seen before, colours that you've never seen before, shapes, and it really opens your third eye, it wakens you. When you place it on your third eye or just wear it around your neck, it will cleanse and clean. It might not work for everybody in the same way, because we all have different blocks. We all have different, we all have a different story. Unless I'm with you, I can tell you what would work best for you. And that's probably why I started doing, and that was organic as well. People were saying, I know you don't like to choose crystals for us, but please, I'm not in a good place. I don't know what crystal to choose. And I'm like, stop being stubborn, Mark. Wake up. Listen to what she's just said. Okay, let me try and channel a crystal. That's how it started. So I started doing this channeling crystals. I did it online, and I might even do it here and now. I might do it tomorrow. I've got my cards, and I might do it tomorrow for you, to channel some crystals for you, because people have really been respectful, really kind messages in the past 2 months. I think I've been doing it for 3 or 4 months now. I don't know. But since I've done it, people have been very, very grateful. And some people have been absolutely blown away by the crystal that was attuned to them. Some were frustrated because they can't find that crystal. That's not my fault. If I ain't got any, I ain't got any. You have to hunt them down and just make sure you get the right source. Somebody who's been in business for at least 10 years would be my suggestion. So I'm going to get off now. I'm going to head over to Canggu now and meet a client, a long time client, Adam Sachs. Adam is a designer, a cutter, beautiful guy, very spiritual, very deep, but his work is all about cutting, and when you look at his work you go, wow. It's like he cuts bikinis, and he's always done that ever since I met him. I think he went around with Ted Hardy, clothing company. Anyway, he's a lovely guy, really lovely guy. So I'm going to have a tea with him. We're going to drink tea together and have a catch up. We're going to have some ketchup. We're going to have a catch up, and I'm going to be leaving anytime now. So yeah, that's addiction again is something that you have to find the root cause of the addiction. Was he traumatized as a child by his father? Was he traumatized by a bully at school? Why did he get into addiction? What was that addiction? Something triggered. That normally is something that can relate to a crystal. But Morsitz is fantastic, because once you're addicted to drugs or alcohol, you're opened up to a lot of attachments, and yeah, it's difficult. But the trio is fantastic, and obviously Morsitz. That's MAW and then SIT. I don't know if I've got any left on the website or not. They normally fly out. They're rare and hard to get hold of, but they're pretty cool to wear. I think the best oil to use would be the sacred oil for something like that. So you'd need to put it on at least 3 times a day, with a blend of sage, with a blend of, because it's inside, the blend of sage, the blend of frankincense and Palo Santo. Yeah, let's just say that any entity, negativity does not like those three things. So you rub it on the heart, you rub it on the throat, you rub it on the third eye, you rub it on the top. Basically you rub it on the power points, which people call chakras, every day. If you can rub it on 3 times a day, you'll be surprised with a Morsitsit how quickly you can clear that energy away. Anyway, talk too much. I'm going to go now. I'm wishing you all a lovely, lovely day. Say hello. That's sweet. What time is it? 2. I got 15 minutes to go. Enjoy. Oh, hi Brendan. Good luck, Mark. Enjoy the tea. Yeah, it's always nice to catch up with a beautiful soul. And a lot of beautiful souls are moving to Bali as of late. All right. Well, sleep well. Everybody who's going to sleep right now, wishing you all a good sleep. Or if you just got up, have a lovely day, guys. And yeah, I guess just a reminder, because I think today is the last day for you to become a pure energy healing for the sliding scale, which is like 3 times cheaper than what it normally is. So it goes up to the full price. We did this for 1 year. So if you want to take advantage, this is right now is the time. So either get 1 course or 2 courses, and then yeah, do it. Change your life, make the difference. That's it, really. Or don't, doesn't matter. Whatever feels right, your time will come. And it's not only pure energy healing, there's lots of healing practices to do, and everyone takes you to the right place in the end. So yeah, if it feels right, then that's what you should go towards. Feel the pull. The best crystal for procrastination is don't get one, but keep saying you're going to get one. What's the point of me telling you you're not going to get it anyway? It's a really good question, actually. It's something that I've never really thought about. It depends how you look at it. It's like, for me, it's not really... I don't really like that word, because things stop you for a reason, and it's like your brain tells you to do something, and then your consciousness stops you, and then people call it procrastinating. No, you do things through the day all the time. You do different things every day, and when something touches you and you think, fuck, you do it. Just because you say, no, I'm going to do that, oh yeah, I'll definitely do that. It's just that your consciousness doesn't want to do it. It's like me, I've got selective hearing. I don't listen to plonkers, okay? I don't listen to most things on the internet. But when I'm listening, oh boy, do I listen, and does it compute? Does that make me ignorant? Does it make me somebody who can't concentrate? No, I'm just selective to what I want to listen to. So you're selective to what you want to do. So there you go, saved you a crystal. Oh my God, shut up, Mark. All right, love you all. Have a great day. Talk to you later on. I took the class on April the 4th. Okay, I highly recommend it. Yeah. Thank you so much. Is that Vivian? Thank you so much for saying that. It means the world. It does. It means the world. It means the world. I had one lady, right, who went through trauma of a husband. You know, just having to look after a husband who loses his mind. And she sent me a long message about a month ago saying that she took the course and her husband's getting better now. She's giving him healing every day, and she's connecting with him, and they kissed for the first time in like God knows how long. And like just tears at like, we did something right, you know, Layla, we did something right. You know, look at this, you know, just read this. And I get messages like that all the time. So yeah, thank you guys, thank you so much. It means the world. That's what it's about. What else is there? What else is there in your final breath? Everything else is just an illusion. But to help somebody and to help somebody help themselves, there's just nothing more beautiful, nothing more pure. Alright, have a great day. Hi Peter, hi Brendan, love you all. Thanks for being so loving and supporting. Really appreciate you guys, bottom of my heart. Alan, if you're there, all of you, everybody, all of the beautiful souls, love you all. Okay, take care. Bye everybody. Ciao ciao.